Well, here we are again out in my garage. This is part 19, working on this M37 U.S. military 1952 Dodge Power Wagon. And what's been happening is I've been trying to find a way to crank this thing over by hand. I've got the nut, ordered the nut, and I got it. Okay, well, here it is, but it's got a threaded end on it. And the other, this is the end, grab stuff, whatever. And then it's got, way at the back, it's got a hex nut on it. So I was thinking, you know, I get a piece of pipe and just, you know, an elbow and screw it in to maybe a coupling and then a piece of pipe and then an elbow and all that sort of stuff to come up with some kind of a crank handle, all right? Well, there actually is another way to do this, but use the nut by itself with a socket and, well, let's see. You need a big socket. Well, that's the biggest socket I have. That's 1 1/8 inches. And nope. I think it's going to be about 1 3/8 inches or something like that for to actually fit on that. And I can use a ratchet, and I also have old breaker bar, or use a ratchet and 1/2 inch extension on it, which would probably be the best thing to do, something like that, and use that for a hand crank. And the reason I'm saying that is why I want to do it that way is because I am going to wear the starter out. It's 71 years old, and I don't want to burn it up by, you know, just using it over and over again. Because what I want to do is I want to go ahead and warm up the oil pan, and then I want to go ahead and crank the engine over by hand first, and then I want to drain the pan. I'm going to put fresh oil in it, and then I'll crank it again to try to get the new oil into it. But I want to do that by hand. I don't want to use the starter because, you know, just wear it out. Other stuff I have for this now, I got these stencils, the plastic stencils, and they come with, you know, that's what they are. They're reusable stencils, so I can just tape them on and spray over it. And because I'll have to redo the U.S. Army on it, plus it had a vehicle number on it and all that, so I want to go ahead and put all that on it. Plus, besides that, I'm going to probably put Sergeant E. Bilko on it somewhere, just for a name. So I've got that, and then this other place had the stars for it. Well, some of these stars, apparently these stars were, they stick on. And that's what these are. But of course, these are so old, they aren't really very white anymore. They are kind of like dingy brown, slightly brown or yellowed, whatever. And it does have the sticky backing on it, but I doubt whether it's very sticky anymore. So, let's see what we got here. It looks like I got a part that might come apart here. Oh no, it's just folded. Okay, but yeah, so that'll be used on it. And let's see, what's the other thing I'm doing here? Oh yeah, I know. There's one more thing. Actually, 2 more things. But for that, I'll have to go to the truck itself, if I can get up. So, back in a second after I set this up. Well, here we are over the engine. And why am I doing that? Well, it seems like I always end up with a problem somewhere. And the reason I got that rag in there is when I went inside to take a look, I found, see, it's a little bit wet still in there. I shove a rag in it because what I actually found in there was, let's see, number one, that little nut was in there, sitting right there. I don't know how it got in there. Been there for years, obviously, but that is not engine oil, because the engine oil in this thing is black. That is Marvel Mystery Oil. I fill these plugs, every single plug or cylinder, with Marvel Mystery Oil. So apparently I have an intake valve somewhere that's open. So when I poured it in, it went into here. So yeah, so I got that problem. Okay, so now the other problem I have is, you see the stud here? Okay, problem with that is it's too tall and hits the housing on the new carburetor. So I have to cut this thing down and somehow get the other one to fit on there. And I don't know how I'm going to do it because it's really, really bad. So on top of the starter back there, I don't want to have it burned up, but or the generator for that matter. But especially, I want to make sure there's nothing else inside that. So I got to keep drying it out. I'm shoving this rag inside there, trying to see if I can get it all out. I've got most of it out of there. It's actually, I could stick my finger in it before. It was a nice little puddle. So I'm going to have to go ahead and work on that. And I just talked to my brother today. He's finally finishing up his 5 months vacation in the Azores. So he should be back next Friday night. So next week. So we'll see what he has to say. But yeah, progress is slow on this thing in more ways than one. It seems I always end up with a snag somewhere. And the other one was one of my batteries died on the truck battery, but it was a used one anyway. I mean, the new one is fine, but 12 volts don't cut it. So I've got a charger on it right now to make sure I can charge it back up. But so that's another thing. I may have to get another battery, and they ain't cheap. Another one's truck batteries is 165 bucks, I think, just for one of them. So yeah, it'll be fun. So that, and see what else. Oh yeah, the ignition, that is number one. The distributor sucker's moving back and forth, so someone never locked it down. So that'll be fun. And then to get to the parts, let's see if I can. I'm trying to get to this so you can see it. All right, there it is. Okay, so there's the distributor down there, and I've got that open, and those are still the old parts in it. So I got to get all those out of there, put the new parts in, and it's going to be a bugger just to get to, number one. So that's what I'm going to be doing there too. So yeah, everything is just taking me some time. So I got plenty of time anyway. I'm retired, so what? So, and on top of that, we hit 921 subscribers today. So if I hit 1,000, I'm going to have a party. Well, I'll probably have some kind of a giveaway by then. So we'll see what I can come up with. But yeah, it's taken a long time. I've actually been doing these videos for, well, I've had a YouTube channel since 2009, but never even knew I had one until 2000 and, let's see, 2018, I think it was. something like that. So I've been doing it for like 4.5, 5 years actually. I have over 1,000 videos out there. But anyway, so yeah. Anyway, the other parts are cleaned up. They look pretty decent. The engine does, all that does. So I have no problem thinking this thing is eventually going to start. But it just takes work. Okay, that's going to be it for now. Talk to you guys later.